what's up, beautiful people? This is your girl, Bluenola. I am in the building to do another reading. We're going to do Sean Kingston and his mother, all right? Major situation going on. I think Sean Kingston underestimated what was happening to him, right? So if for people who are not paying attention, Sean Kingston, of course, is a singer, songwriter. He's been out for years, right? I think he had that song, You're Way Too Beautiful Girl, that little, Caribbean type feel song. He's written for multiple people, including Chris Brown, right? Recently, he and his mother were arrested for fraud, right? Fraud charges. Very extensive situation, very serious situation. And again, I believe he underestimated what was happening to him. So to bring everybody up to speed, I'm getting this from Gossip of the City. What's up? Sean Kingston is now booked in Broward County Jail on 10 counts of fraud and theft charges, totaling more than $1 million. So they've, all the people that he owes, they've band together in order to make this happen, right? So to make a long story short, he was using his name, his celebrity status, his affiliation with other celebrities in order to, to get items. And then he didn't pay for those items. That included, of course, jewelry, sound systems, things of that nature. The house that they claimed that they were living in was Airbnb. It's just a big mess. And I saw a couple of people who he allegedly had credit from talking or purchased jewelry from, or credit, or whatever have you, talking about what was going on. So it says here, Kingston was arrested in San Bernardino, California on May 23rd after the home he was renting in Florida was raided for unpaid entertainment systems worth $150,000. His mother, Janice Turner, was arrested during the raid and has since been released on $160,000 bond. She faces 8 counts of fraud and theft charges. It's amazing how it's amazing how his mom is all involved in this, but they claim she's like the biggest scammer. So we're gonna ask that question too. Like, is this lady is she like the master manipulator in all of this? He's participating. What's happening? Ladies, if you wear wigs, okay, make sure you don't do what Sean Kingston's mother just did, right? Bald on the top, a little bit of hair in the back. Cut that off and just be bald. Grow your hair out and, make it natural. Lay your hair down. Don't be a Sean Kingston's mother. Even if you have issues with alopecia, presentable. Stuff happens, things happen. You get into a situation and now you're looking like her. That was completely embarrassing to me. So make sure that, even under those wigs, that business is being handled. Okay. So Spirit, give me the energy around Sean Kingston, singer, entertainer, and his mother. First of all, let's start with his mother, Janice Turner. Is she really a scam artist, or is this something is she just, maybe somebody who was led astray? Give me the energy around Sean Kingston's mother, Janice Turner. She was arrested during a raid in Florida, right? Said that she is one of the biggest scammers. Give me the energy. Is she in on this deal? She's the Queen of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, the World card, the Queen of Swords. She is extremely knowledgeable in what's happening, what's going on. And she's kind of like a part of the scheme. Not kind of a part of the scheme. She is a part of the scheme, right? This is what it talks about. She is a part of what's happening in the scheme. She's the personality besides him, right? She has a big personality based on what these cards or these messages are saying. She is a mouthpiece. She is the person that helps seal the deal. She is a trustworthy disposition. This is what it's talking about. When you see this Queen of Cups as well as this Queen of Swords, this is somebody who can convey, Sean Kingston's mother can convey a certain energy, a certain spirit, a certain way of talking, being, thinking, right? So I could see how people could easily trust her, even if they didn't trust everything he was always saying. I could see how she could come in and be that mouthpiece, that middle person, that person that made you feel comfortable because of her Queen of Cups and her Queen of Swords energy. They represent somebody who has a motherly energy, or somebody who could, have make you feel like, oh, she could be, she cool as hell, somebody that's very sharp and perceptive, right? That's what that represents. Somebody who's, kind of like, almost working in a capacity of a manager type person, that middle person, that goal person. If I can't reach him, I'm reaching Miss Janice. You know what I'm saying? That type of energy. So, and let me say this, she has been doing this a long time. When you see that Eight of Pentacles here, that's years, right? That's years. Even here, this represents she's been doing this. I bet you she was even doing it in her past life, getting over with people with her natural charm and persuasion. And she's an attractive woman, even despite that photo we saw. She's I'm sure when she was in her prime, baby, she must have been turning all the way down. All right. But this talks about the World card represents she was a part of it, right? She was a clear part of it. She was fully integrated into this situation. But it was all talk, no action. Page of Swords in reverse, all talk, no action, right? Manipulation, right? You with her, chill. She, is selling ice to Eskimo, right? Baby, hand you a piece of paper and ain't got nothing on it. All talk, right? So this is what it talks about. And she's been experiencing the brunt of this, right? Because people are coming at her, or, when they can't get in touch with him. She is actually in her messages conflict cards. So she's been fighting these creditors and these people too. She's not just been oblivious to it. And again, she has knowledge aspects here. I say she's been doing this a long time because this represents life cycles. This represents long term, right? These two represent she's been doing this a long time. So if anything, since he was younger, she's kind of taught him these things. She's been the catalyst for it. Unfortunately, it always starts at the head, right? That's the head, that person, that leader, that parent, goddamn, Oliver Twist, the man Fabian, got all the boys out there working, stealing all the stuff, but again, it confirms in the Three of Cups that they're all team, right? And it's not just him and his mama, it's him, his mama, and it could be some other people. So I would not be surprised if we hear about other people, whether they're other family members and or assistants or people that's in a group that are associated and or affiliated with this in some capacity, right? But I do feel like he and his mom definitely kept it pretty close-knit. Unfortunately, they are now being blocked. And this needed to go public, because let me say this, without it going public, this would have continued. When you see that Temperance and that Two of Swords represents occurrences, right? A constant occurrence of this behavior. And it would have continued to go. So Miss Janice is definitely not innocent of any of this. And she is completely complicit. She is a partner in the crime. And if anything, she has been leading her son into a life of unaccountability. All right. So let's go ahead and get into Sean Kingston. And then we're going to see, are these people really going to make a plea deal? Or are they going to, what are they going to do? So we're getting the energy around Sean Kingston. We see his mother is fully complicit in everything. Will, he, what's going on with him? Why is he doing these things? Even if your parent is putting you into stuff like that, you see parents. When I used to work in retail, I used to see a lot of parents using their kids as a vice, as a manipulation factor, as a tool or a person to steal, right? And he is the Two of Wands. He's a grown man, right? He's fully aware of what's happening too. Give me the energy around Sean Kingston as it relates to all of this stuff of services. That's what we call it, guys. When you even for me, I do a reading for you. We were great with the reading and you decided you just wanted your money back. I don't know. That's considered, I'm just using an example. That's considered a theft of services. So we're going to use this, we're going to call this a theft of services so people can understand that a lot of people buy things, don't pay the creditors back. Why not just put them in a credit bureau? A lot of people now are coming after people. I've been reading for a lot of people, and you hear about them going to court because creditors are now taking them to court over their services. It's called theft of services, and the service could be a theft of an item. Service could be a service I provided you. Service could be, a coaching session. Services could be, I provided whatever the service is. Theft of services, right? Give me the energy around Sean Kingston. What is going on with him? What is happening? Sean Kingston. 4 of Pentacles. Bad habits. When you look at the 4 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands, that's like saying he goes into a situation knowing he's not going to pay these people, right? I'm going to pull this one too because it was trying to come out. He goes into situations where he knows he's not paying these people. You see his 4 of Pentacles here. You are already going into it trying to take possession of something, and you know you're not paying for this, right? This is exactly what this talks about. And again, his mom have similar message here with this. They're in cahoots together, right? He uses, of course, his celebrity status, who he is, and his affiliations, his King of Pentacles, in order to get that. He's been extremely successful at it, guys. When you see this talks about raw power. This talks about somebody, because of who he is, his time in the industry, his affiliations, he's been able to use his raw power, his star power, in order to achieve these goals. People have been complaining about him in the community for years and years and years and years and years. Florida, California, and other places that he's been associated with, even in his, his ancestry land. You can see even back there, he's willing and dealing. Almost like Sean Kingston has also been caught up into some situations. When you see this is fear. So it almost makes you feel like there have been times that he's been hemmed up. You know what I mean? Hemmed up. Like somebody done tried to hem him up for stuff that he's been doing. Again, this shows he's been doing it since he was younger. This shows that he is very much so fully aware of what he's doing. Raw power. Very much so clear on what he's doing. This talks about he takes those items and he moves on with no intentions to pay. Now, he does have some stringing along effect too, right? What I mean by that, where he's talking to people like, I'm going to get you, I got you, I'm going to get you, I got you, right? Because here, this talks about him taking some responsibility, making burdens. So it's almost like I saw this man on Instagram who was talking about how he had bought some jewelry from him and he kept on stringing him, like bird feeding him with the money, the payments. I got you, I'm gonna give you this. I got this gig. The man even said something about Sean Kingston had tried to sign him over a car that he didn't even fully own. You can't sell somebody something that still is with the dealership or, with the finance company. So it does show that in some cases he was bird feeding people. And in other cases, he just simply took the items and he just never paid it and he never communicated. And this can represent he was also taking things, and then also there's a representative around blocking people. The problem that I have with some of these people, they heard about what Sean Kingston was doing and they continue to do business, right? Bad news travels really fast. And in that strength card, that represents to me, and even in that 2 of Wands in reverse, y'all were hearing, and even in that 5 of Cups, y'all were hearing about some of the bad business practices, but some of these people still went and fell into it, right? A lot of people are wowed by celebrity connections and affiliation because that helps them grow their business, and I know this person, that person. So some of these people are really liable for some of the stuff that happened to them. But Sean Kingston has a justice aspect that's coming here. It does show him going up to request for some sort of bail and or whatever. And we're going to actually see, and I don't want to make this too long, if that it will be granted at some point. In his messages, I could see that even if he gets bail, he's still somebody who they would have to put a stipulation on him, like he is not allowed to do any business. Because he shows in his messages occurrences, right? And when you have occurrences like that, somebody, even if they go on, they get bail, they can try to still will and deal because that's become a part of their lifestyle. Give me the energy around Sean Kingston, because it's in his messages. Let me reconfirm that. Will Sean Kingston continue to like manipulate, wheel and deal if he gets on bail? Like, what's the energy around that? And he has the Judgment card and the Moon card. And that's what I'm saying. They would have to put some type of stipulation on him, because in that Moon card, he could still be doing a little bit of that. Remember that guy who was doing the concerts, and the concert wasn't really, he was connected with Ja Rule. I think it was the Fry concert, and he got out of jail, and he was on probation. He was still willing and dealing, trying to make little fraudulent deals. Sean Kingston, right? This talks about somebody who will still be doing certain things. So if he got some sort of judgment where they said, okay, you can go on, they would have to make sure they put something in place that if we catch you even trying to attempt to make a deal, to will, to do anything, you will be back in jail in 50 seconds flat. I could see them coming up with some type of bail for him eventually, right? I think they're going to try to hold him, but he has a judgment here, and that judgment is in a positive position, so that could represent he could get some sort of bail. He could come up with he could try to come up with it when it happens, right? Sometimes they can deny bail once, twice, but eventually it does show he could get some sort of bail. He hasn't killed anybody, right? But he would definitely have to have some stipulations on him, because with that Moon card could represent he can continue to go out and be deceptive in his practices as it relates to that, right? So they would definitely have to put something on him. And his Ten of Cups here, this, again, when somebody's doing things like that and they've been doing it for so long, this is a misalignment of values. And this represents the person, this is something that's innately that they've been doing and they will continue to do. So if he gets on bond, or whatever you want to call it, bail, they're going to have to put something really in place for him. Like, you are not, if we catch you even making a deal, we will rearrest you. You will be in jail, right? Period. So let's go ahead and get out of here and look into the next thing we're going to look at is jail time, right? So again, bail looks like it's inevitable for Sean Kingston. Of course, his mom was already released on bail, right? Time frame shows sooner rather than later. But let's get into like some things in terms of time. Spirit, please give me the energy around his mom, Sean Kingston's mom, Mama Kingston. I think her name is Janice. Jail time for Janice. Will she serve any jail time for this fraudulent, these fraud charges totaling $1 million? She has the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Lover's card, the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. So she will be found guilty of what? She will be found guilty of fraudulent activity, investments that didn't work out. This represents financial setbacks, which also can represent for her restitution. This talks about a separation from her son. This also talks about, this also represents another financial loss aspect, as well as another isolation aspect. She will be found guilty of the acts, right? Again, this is something about fulfilling some type of restitution. Now, she may get less time to him. I'm seeing like this, if you add this is 1 to 3, but this is 10. You can say 1 to 13, but on the lower end, she shows lower, right? She shows like she can get 1 to 3, right? Years for this behavior. Now, it shows in her messages a separation, an isolation, and she was completely benefiting. When you see this Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody, baby, they was rolling in the scheme, the doles, the money, whatever. She completely benefited from this. Bank statements, merchandise specifically in her possession. This shows that she was completely involved, in control, had a part in, hand in everything, right? That's being gone. That's happened. But this has become a setback for them. So this time frame is not set in stone. These are, I always call things restrictions now. And again, those restrictions could be actual jail time. That could be, you know, probation time. That could be, you know, suspended sentence with, you know, probation. But she has some time in here. So this looks like she will get something. And even after she comes out, there's a probationary aspect here. But she's separated from her son and she's totally involved. And this is what it looks like to me. Let's confirm the energy around Mama Kingston. Sean Kingston's mother. It's crazy how people be getting into trouble and then she got out of the car and started dancing. What are you dancing for, Jay? Girl, humble, show some humility. You know, you was happy to get out. Okay, don't, you know, careful now. Ooh, this. And then she has in her message is a 10 of swords, and that 10 of swords can represent, right? This could even talk about she takes some type of plea deal, you know, the end of a phase. She don't want to go through the whole rigmarole. There could be a plea deal on the table for her. She feels defeated. She feels let's just end this. And this is maybe where she gets some of this time, you know, something knocked off. I personally, if I was Miss Janice and I was her spiritual advisor, reader, whatever, her spiritual, you know, partner, person, you know, I would be saying, girl, come on, work it out. Work out a deal. Because with this too, they're not playing with you, right? They're not playing with you. So it wouldn't be smart to be like, I'm going to trial, because this represents there will be a misalignment of values and therefore they're not playing with you. It would be best for you to come up with a plan with your legal team to say, you know, and humble and say, I've learned from this. I accept responsibility. You know, there was things that I failed to honor my contracts and my commitments and or my obligations. The Page of Pentacles is all about your failure to commit. That the Page of Pentacles is a greed aspect in tarot. It talks about a person who you know, and this also could be something that she grew up doing too, because when you look at this, even in her past position, you can see where the things that she was raised in, there's a hustle, a struggle aspect to her, right? So yeah, so this looks like she can. Ten of Swords energy. There's definitely something about her getting into some restrictions with that Ten of Swords, but she may get, you know, she may get a little less time. It's not set in stone. Things can change, especially when it comes to legal situations. Spirit, give me the energy around Sean Kingston. Books. And so the Florida jail where he is being accused of defrauding people out of up to $1 million. What about him? Will he face some jail time? He's going to have a harder road. 9 of Pentacles. That represents some restitution to me. There's an isolation effect. He may go on house, house arrest, where he's limited his mobility. 4 of Wands, it shows restricted home arrest. So he may be able to get that probation. I mean that bail. I don't get confused. Never been in jail, guys. Never been into the jail. Never even went to the jail to see nobody. And I damn sure will never be. You will get a doo-doo-doo. The number you have reached has been disconnected. Baby, Blue Nola is not talking to nobody from Orleans Parish Prison. So anyway, this represents he could get out. Now he has a probation violation. I'm going to look at that, because there's something about this represents hesitancy. So let me rephrase that. There's a hesitancy here, but then there's something about, I guess they would have to, like, he could be held based on that probation violation. And then there's something about restricted, because there's a restriction here. Let me read, because this is a restriction. This is a hesitancy to release you, right? In his 9 of Wands, creating an obstacle. When I had to read, I'm looking at the cards, I'm like, wait a minute. He has a probation violation. So he may get restricted. And then this talks about you did not fulfill your probation. And then here, you didn't do things in good faith. And he's restricted. So when I see this reevaluation aspect here, I need to rethink that. This means he could be restricted because of that probation violation. Now, there is something about eventually there's a home thing. So he could eventually go home, right? But then he's here again in his king, his emperor, being restricted again. So there's something about that. It's something about it. It's here, here, here. All right. But ultimately, there's something about a new beginning, the potential for him to have some sort of release. So it is there. But I had to think about it because when I'm seeing this is like, we hesitant to just let him go. And then, you know, like he needs to fulfill what we need to be satisfied. So when you see a 9 of Pentacles, when you read it, especially legal, to me, it's like we need to be satisfied of the probation violation, and then therefore he's restricted. So there's some sort of restriction and being imposed upon him, right? Maybe you see this say maybe, maybe not, right? But eventually it shows him coming, but he still is in trouble. Give me the energy around Sean Kingston again, and jail time for this situation. So he has the 5 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and I don't think he's not going to want to run his mom through the ringer. If I were his advisor, I would say, listen to you, let me tell you something. You're almost 40 years old. You're not a little kid no more, okay? You know, your mama done got caught up. You done got caught up. Don't be no fool and be trying to do all this wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Do the right thing by your mama. Do the right thing for yourself, because what's going to happen is this is going to be a situation where that hangman represents it can affect you from head to toe, top to bottom. And then what happens is that, you know, it could create a situation and now you have the card of imprisonment. It feels like you might want to make some sort of deal, opportunity to make a deal as well in order to get yourself out of this. But he looks like he's got true cards of imposement, isolation, restriction, imprisonment. He has true cards around that. Now, again, he has a probation violation that may play a factor. I know he has a bail set for himself, but ultimately he has a message here that represents he can get in trouble. I think he has several counts. It's not just one count. It's several counts. I know they would have to, so, you know, they would have to go through all of this and look at this with a fine-tooth comb. But give me the energy around Sean Kingston. So right now he has an imprisonment, and I feel like he'll do the right thing and just try to get this settled. I do feel like he'll make some mistakes along the way. He has a separation aspect too, and then his life is turned upside down because of his greed, right? Restitution again is coming through, and then it talks about, you know, again, as a total, it affects his life, his career, things he's got going on. I'm going to stand by that last message where I said they need to watch him, because this talks about a person who can still be trying to wheel and deal on the side, and now he's gotten himself into more trouble. This is what it talks about. I feel like he'll have a pretty decent lawyer, but ultimately, unfortunately for Sean Kingston and his mom, they have trouble coming their way as it relates to their shenanigans, right? This is what it talks about in the messages: worry, financial loss, all of that. I mean, he won't be in there forever, you know. He'll have to do what he got to do, but you know, that Sun card could represent for Sean Kingston is, you know, it's not over till it's over, you know. You know, so that's the end of the road. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget I am running a special. The special is on the website at bluenolatarot.com. Click the link that I provide for you here. Don't click anywhere else. Don't Google anything, you know. Make sure you click the link to me. And also too, when you get a chance, throw your suggestions for the next reading you want to see in the chat. I really want to do one. I keep seeing all the stuff about Diddy, you know, is going to be indicted. Child, when that's going to be? This has been going on damn near. I know it takes time, but goddamn, we got Bishop Whitehead right away. He in jail right now singing the blues, probably still talking crazy. When is this man going to jail for these wrongdoings? So, if y'all want me to do a quick video on like the time frame this indictment may really come down, they say the end of the month. This is the end of the month is ended. Do they have enough to truly indict him? You know, some of this stuff is, you know, reached the statutory limits. Now they turn it into a federal situation. They said they're supposed to be meeting at the end of the month. The end of the month is here, come and gone. Like, when will this man be indicted? Another reading that I'm thinking about is Cardi B and Bia. it's not that serious. They look like if you really step back, like, yeah, they do look like sisters, right? Cardi B, that's not your original face. I love you to death, but it's not your original face. There are some similarities, you know, and it's silly. But that's on that. Let's see. And then I think that's pretty much it. Memberships. The membership that's on this channel, I actually cut the memberships off simply because I wasn't utilizing the option enough, and I didn't feel right just constantly taking that $5.99. Now, for the people that were members, you know, of course, you know, your next booking, of course, it will be extended. The time will be extended. You know, the amount of questions will be extended. If you ever book in the future, but I cut it because I wasn't utilizing it enough. So you should receive a refund for the money that you did do. Other than that, guys, this is it for Sean Kingston. Again, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share if you care. Thank you to all the people that booked the summer special. Thank you to all the recommendations. I've been getting so many people that are recommending this person and recommending that person. So thank you so much for that. And I think that's the end of the road for me. Sean Kingston, sir, it's disappointing, you know, flourishing career. I know his hit album was some years ago, but still, you know, he still was doing work for other artists. And it's just disappointing that, you know, instead of going out there and just getting it out the mud every day and just going on tour and just get on, you know, even these old, you know, a lot of these artists get on these like old school tours so they can keep the money going. He out here just doing it, just hustling people. It's just really sad. So, and now his mom's involved, but look like she's been doing it too. So you guys, thank you for so much for allowing me to read for you. Stay blessed, encourage, and empower, and I will talk to you guys on the next reading. Bye.